Hello and welcome to another session of serde-yaml. It's Byron speaking. In the previous session, it's us. We have implemented part of the element separator utility function and realized that, it's kind of overly complicated. This is derived on the previous API that was just meant for JSON, but now we are in YAML, and we would kind of benefit from simplifying this a little, or from making it more suitable to us. Not simplifying. This is simple, but it's not what we need anymore. That's how I feel. And first of all, let's have a look at this 52 here, because it's true right now. There is no need to have it mutable. Let's see if when we get back to it. And when we get back to it and want it mutable, we make it mutable. In the meanwhile, we get rid of one warning here. The rest we can't handle right now. But let's have a look. So we use the stack. We use the stack just to get an idea on what kind of sequence we are on. And I think what I would prefer to do is to call element separator with the sequence information that we have, because the caller knows if it's a sequence or a mapping. And we don't have to keep this stack alive at all. So we can totally remove it without missing it a bit. Let's kick it. This also means we don't need this thing to be clonable. So we can put it in a kind, which is a structure kind here. And there we go. Now we can match on the structure kind. And we are done. There should be some popping happening here. Close. Kind. And we don't even use the kind. Stack. And I don't think we need this. Close could of course get similar to open, the structure kind, and then we would be good, right? And I think this is how we would want to do it, because this needs to decide which character it wants to print. We didn't implement this at all. We will very soon do that. But for now, I think we should be good if we have a structure kind provided here. So no popping required. Now that should be the last access to stack. Now we need to adjust all calls to element separator, which now needs structure kinds mapping, ELT sep. I think the to do is something I can also remove now, because that's the refactoring task we just do in this first part of the session, because I think it's a good time to do that. So enum for us, I mean, I don't think there is a way we could declare it as anything else. No, wait. I'm not sure how this works. Actually, it puts a colon and then an empty enum unit. No, wait. Visit string variant. Can it? It opens a mapping. The name is not used. I was thinking that it might have a mapping with its own variant name, but it doesn't have that either. Doesn't look like it. The name of the thing, the variant is, now I get it. Colon and then empty, right enum unit. So there's a special handler for this. Okay, so for him it is a mapping. And I think that's the only thing that I'm interested in here. So let's just keep it. Let's just, that's the value here. Let's just not look at this too long, because all we need is to get this done. That's a sequence element. So here we go with the sequence. And that's it already. Oh no, wait. There was one left here. I thought, at least. Here we go. So that's a mapping again. And that is that. So now we look at the close calls. Here, that's a mapping for him. And most of the stuff is mapping, so I think it's a good idea to keep mapping in the buffer. Mapping seems repetitive, but I leave it to the optimizer to do this. And this way, we don't need any context that wouldn't be provided. You know, it's more like a functional style. And the additional stuff like encoding, we just get from self. This is how we do it. But everything else, you know, it's quite functional. And that's okay, I guess. I was distracted there for a moment. And in mapping. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Good. That could actually compile, and then I would guess I will... Well, first I would compile that and call it refactor. I think then we are good. That works. I didn't expect anything else. Let's commit that right away. Because the thing about the commit style here that I use, the AngularJS commit style, is that it really enforces you to have small parts that are dealing with one thing only. And if you do something like refactor, it's really important that you don't just keep going and do the next feature, but call a refactor, sir, and say, well, ELT sap, or let's say remove stack. The stack was only required to let ELT SEQ know which kind of structure it deals with. Now this is provided as argument. It actually simplifies that quite a bit, I think. And even the style here, look, we use the structure kind to get the style. And this is, so I look on the left side, but I'm working on the right side. This is something I probably do not need at all. Also, no need. Let's keep it very clear. So, yeah, what I'm trying to get at, ELT sap, we only need the style right now to understand what kind of mapping we want to have. And I'm seeing I'm thinking, damn it, I could just hand over the style myself as a copy or a clone. And I would have to clone it because the borrow checker would not allow me to have a mutable self and something that aliases to the same thing but immutably, even mutably. So the borrow checker wouldn't allow me to pass in anything here, I think. That's what I would expect. So in a way, having structure kind is a good thing, but I'd rather just hand over the style, right? Because the style is the only thing that matters to us. Is it? Is it? So we have this structure, the sequence details, and this is the style. It just says flow or that. The tag stuff is handled elsewhere. The null style, explicit entries is handled elsewhere. So I do believe that we would be better with a clone of the style. Let's keep it as a to-do review. I hope I will not forget this. Review st, let's put it like this. Currently, it looks like we just need the style. Not so much the kind, like that. All right, so let's keep going with some unit tests. So this empty sequence thing, something we do already. What would happen? Let's try an empty sequence with in block mode. So now we say, yeah, so let's do the block mode here. Yeah, something we will have to change. What's easy to change? I think the style is easy to change, huh? So, let's do that. Ops, sequence, details, style is structure style block. So that is that. Now if we do this, what happens? What's an empty, what would an empty thing be to us? And that's the thing. I think empty ones are always, no matter which type, they're always this, right? Totally. So let's try that. Structure style, not declared. Now we have it. Yeah, and I think considering that we could even have a loop for this, for style in. Actually, this is, yeah. Structure style flow. Structure style block. We can do this for all of them, right? Yeah, we could just put this in here and say, well, let's do this. The style shall be set. We do this here because the output is the same all the time. Just put it here. This should copy it. The structure style might not be copyable or clonable, so we will have a look at how we can do this. So actually I expect this to fail for that reason, because we can't move it. Right now it would be a move type, I guess. See? Board checker in my head works. Enum structure style, so that is now clone, and we can just clone it here. And we might, considering we need it sometimes, others might want to do the same. So I guess we would want to be sure that all the stuff is kind of clonable, huh? Just because it makes it easier to work with. And why not? It's some extra code that it's generated, but it's important. The tag, it's pub. Yeah, let's just make it clonable. Let's not think about it. And I guess people might want to compare it as well. It's even good for equality, I guess. Totally so. And that is that. There is no default though, because it's hard to decide what a default value for a tag would be, or for an enum in general. So here we go, partial equality, equality. I had to think maybe equality is even possible. As long as we have no float in there, which we don't, equality is totally in the realm of the thing we can achieve. So let's do this and keep going. Equality, equality. We do this only for the pubs for now. Document indicator style, equality. Yeah, partial equality is basically for the lazy people like me, because that will allow me to just get the comparison to work. But if you wanted to use this in a hash map, I think you need equality for the keys, full equality, not only partial equality. Oh, did I put this here? Yes, I did. So that is indeed expected to work now. I would even call it another tiny refactor. Does not implement any method in scope name assert equal is what? 805, interesting. What just happened? Structure style. Does not implement any method in scope named assert receiver is total equality. Methods from tech. Do I need to import this? Interesting. It adds code that I do not have. So core comp equality. Gee, that's annoying. Use std comp equality. If you say so. Did I do it? Do I need to get it from core or something? I do it here. Why does that not work? I thought I don't usually import stuff from core. See? Oops. I did that once with the hash map. And I thought there was an example that shows it right away. Is there another example? See, so this guy needs equality here. There was one example that showed custom equality, but it implemented it itself. Maybe derive equality doesn't work. Let's see, it's probably kind of a common shitty thing that happens. See? Yeah, but for F64 that's want to add comparison to your structure, can you have partial art instead? Yeah, well, I need equality. Well. Okay, so maybe I just went too far. And I have to kick it out again. I think most of the stuff I should be able to kick out. Oh no, I can't. Like that, I can. So now it should just be fine, huh? It was unexpected. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. So that works. Empty sequence. So empty blocks, empty sequences will always be that. No matter what, I think that's a good way of handling this. Now, let's do some additional testing here. With a, should we call this block sequence? Just because it will be very distinct from a non-block sequence. Yeah, sequence block. Let's call it like that. Okay, so we have null values that shall be hidden. And now we might want to show them. Which is the YAML default. And I say opts scalar. Oh wait, null. Do I have a null style? Oh no, I think it was in mapping details. Null style is null style, null scalar style. Show, was it like that? Yeah. That was it. So now I would expect null, new line, null. That is what I would expect here. And now we want this to be mutable again. Fine. Okay, that actually works. Cool. So what did we do effectively? Let's have a look. Tests. Yeah, we added some tests. Tester. Empty sequence plus block sequence. Minor test case on our way to trust the code we have so far. Yeah. And I might add even more little tests just to gain even more trust. So, what can I think of? What happens if we have a document start marker? If there's a document start marker, it is a requirement to get a new line. So do we do this already or not? I think we do this already. So here we do it correctly, right? This is totally fine. And I remember implementing code that says, well, opts document indicator style is start end some start. So this is now going to be that new line null, new line null. And not to forget, no dash null. That's what I would expect in this case. Exactly like that. Let's see if we are right or wrong. If you are right, I shall amend this. So that's pretty cool. And what happens if we decide not to show that anymore? There's the same thing, but without the null values, right? Hide value. So if we do this now, it's really just that. Boom. Okay. And the scalar stuff is something we test here, right? With the tagging and the flow mode with quotations and not. This is something we have here so far as implemented. And we do know that currently it is not implemented. And yeah, I could even test it with start and just to be sure. Which should be quite exactly new line and then ... Voila. And this should also be a valid document. I mean, maybe I'm making things up here. New line ... Awesome. And we can make it explicit or not. It's all the same. Nice. And the new line is required because new lines are important to the parser, the lexer. The lexer will split tokens at whitespace. And yeah, having tabs in there, I think it's, I don't know where it is, but I think here it might even be allowed. Let's try to get a tab again. Bada boom. Nope. It doesn't like it, but I'm not sure if this is, I mean, probably it is the correct behavior. But I thought maybe tabs are allowed under certain circumstances. At least this is what you find here, where they sometimes use tabs unpunished. But maybe not here. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. There's part of whitespace that is really just stripped away, and then it can be a tab as well. But maybe I'm not in such a context here, so that this will not work. Awesome. Good. This works as expected. I think I would just amend this like so. And we are done. Good. 30 minutes in. That's lots of refactoring. I think it's good. Yeah, I call it a session and use 5 minutes to think about what to do next. Thanks for watching and have a great day.